It's not like a teacher to student session, it's teacher to teacher session. As we all are teachers, just I am sharing what the things which I know. I know very well, like most of you or many of you might be more the knowledge what I am having. So I'm really open to you all. Like whatever the inputs that you would like to tell, you can really tell between the sessions. Let us have an interaction of what the knowledge which we are having. Okay. So before starting with the session, as I already specified, this particular today's topics are mainly focusing on Unit 1 of the syllabus. Let me know how many of you are really familiar or having knowledge on it, please, such that I'll understand how my audience are. If you already taken this paper earlier, or are you really new to this particular topic? Can shall I emphasize like all you are new to this? Is it so? Yes. Okay, fine. Even really I am also new to this. Like in 2019, I started learning of NLP. That time I joined in Sanskrit Vidyapeeth. Why? Because earlier days, completely the things are mixed with whatever the cloud, AI, ML, all those things are the buzzwords to us, being CSE. But the time I entered into Sanskrit University, there is no other thing. Only NLP is the only subject area. Why? Because it's a language-specific university. So they would like to do some work on Sanskrit language, merged with computer science. I just wondered like what these people can do with this Sanskrit. Later onwards, I realized really there exists much stuff which anyone can work on that. In the end of my session, I am going to highlight all those things also, especially focusing on Sanskrit. Of course, there exists scope for other languages also, but I will tell you like what are the challenges the other languages are facing with, what extra chances this Sanskrit is specifically having of all these things I am going to explain to you. So these are the main pre-prediction about today's topic. Hope I am good with my language and what the content what I would like to tell you. Is it so? So as I said, like it's an interaction of what the knowledge which we are having. At any time you can pause me and you can ask me whatever the things that you would like to know much more. Clear? Fine. Let me go with, this is the index, what I plan to go with, origin, like from where this particular NLP emerged, why this much of importance was given to it, and what are the different applications which are there as a part of NLP. Regularly, we people are already using them, but we don't know what is there behind that. From small kid, like 5th to 6th standard students onwards, we people are using all the NLP applications. And what are the techniques which are behind that? Being a CSE student, CSE faculty, we should know about these techniques to guide our students and to make them to do much more projects. And what are the different challenges which are facing with? And finally, let us conclude the things with conclusion session. Okay. So the first and foremost important thing is we know very well like language is the only barrier to communicate whatever the thoughts that we are having. Right now, whatever the ideas that I am having, I am communicating to you only with the help of language. It might be English, Telugu or whatever the language which we are comfortable with. So usually a language would be dealt with linguistics. Language would be dealt with linguistics. What this linguistics are going to do is, it is going to concentrate on how far the language is structured, in the sense in terms of its grammar, in terms of its vocabulary. You hope you already know like there exist n number of languages which doesn't have any script. Only for vocabulary they used to use, but for writing purpose they don't have. Hope you know that. Like for the language which need to have both written and also verbal, both the things need to have. As and when it is having these two things, then we can understand like it is having some grammar, it is having some certain rules and regulations. We know very well like in framing an English sentence, subject should be here, verb should be here, object should be here, like that there exist some rules and regulations. So all those things would be monitored and governed by the department, you can say it as, or by the section, or by the like linguistics, by the linguistics. Linguistics is the overall an area where the complete languages would be taken care of. What are the languages which are really fond of and which are derived, already established or existed in the day-to-day world. Okay, not the languages which don't have any script. Only the script-oriented languages are recognized with the help of linguistics. Secondly, if that linguistics is a general term or generic thing, that if at all if we are going to combine with computer, we need to combine all those things. No, something whatever we are doing, it should be useful to the society. Then only it reaches to the end user. In that sense, if the linguistics got merged with the computer, then we call it as computational linguistics. Computational linguistics, where the computer is dealing with the linguistics. Whatever the things which I said till now, all the language concerns, all the grammar related concerns, all the translations, all are dealt by this computational linguistics. What a computer is used to do, usually if we think of a computer, usually we used to understand or we get an idea like computer is a machine where we give some input and it will process and will give the output. This is what the general definition which we will get. But here that word computer means is a system which is going to deal with this linguistic process. So however certain rules are being framed for writing, for talking, for using a particular language, all those things are being governed by the computer. Then we call it as a computational linguistics. As a part of computational linguistics, a branch being emerged, that branch can be called as NLP, Natural Language Processing. So here the word itself is telling like natural language. What are the languages which we are speaking? Provided, please do remember, not only all the languages which doesn't have any script, it won't consider. Only script having languages is being considered. Okay, so though it is a natural language, all spoken languages can be called as a natural languages only. But in that spoken language also, it need to have certain script. Then only we can consider it as a actual language. So those languages specifically been dealing with this NLP. So I can tell like computational linguistics gave birth to a baby. That baby is of NLP. Okay, here though it is the baby of computational linguistics, later onwards it grown like anything and now it became more of computational linguistics. Now no one is talking of computational linguistics. All the people are talking about NLP only. What extra things that computational linguistics are going to have? Apart from NLP, of course we are going to learn about NLP now. Apart from NLP, speech processing, text-to-speech processing, all those things comes under computational linguistics. That is another part. Apart from that, this NLP is mainly dealing with the language. So the speech is different, language is different. So just don't combine all these things together. Okay? So here NLP is the baby of computational linguistics, which are specifically dealing with what a language is being processed through system. How it is specifically dealing with the system? Usually we all know like a computer can understand only ones and zeros. Now just now itself Priyadarshini mentioned like whatever thing which we give, the computer can understand only binary language in terms of ones and zeros. But now, whatever thing which we are giving, we are not specifying in terms of text, we are specifying through our mouth. Like we are telling something to our system. Hello Google. Like that we are giving some instructions. Our speech, that analog signals are being converted. They are not nothing but the analog signals. So ones and zeros are nothing but the digital signals, plus and minus. Where analog signals are being converted into digital and of course, the remaining process is one and same. But for our sake, like being an end user's sake, ones and zeros can be transmitted or can be changed in its position, can be changed through analog signals or through speech with the help of NLP. So that is the reason NLP is being given that much important. In place of ones and zeros, now we can able to have some words with the system. We can talk directly with the system. And secondly, not only that, there exists different set of structures like unstructured words. Like we have to go with a different set of emojis. Recently in Mumbai, one project taken into consideration there, the people are working on bios estimation. For example, in our media or newspapers, many articles used to get. We just don't know how far it is really true, how far it is not. If it is in text form, no one can understand it. Of course, even for text also that can be, but if some reporter or someone is saying a particular statement, it should be understandable how far it is really true, how far the bias is. Bias in the sense whether they are talking anything related to one particular party or one particular person. Are they really talking about the real sense? Amma, something happened. So, the way I announced that particular thing is giving some sense to you. Amma, something happened. What kind of sense it is giving? So, the same sentence, but the way I am presenting is making the difference. That is nothing but the bias. Now, that project is being taken by IIT Mumbai. They are working on that bias part, and based on that, they are telling like how far a particular statement is really true, whether there is a bias or not. So we know like some media, if you switch on a TV, it is specifically dealing with this particular party. If you go with something else, it is talking about some other party. Likewise, in our mind itself, such kind of collaboration is there. So if we go with BBC kind of stuff, then we will be happy like, okay, somehow the BBC might say good information or reliable information. How we can trust on that particular TV shows? Why I am talking about TVs? It's not all about TV shows or reporting. It would be anything. Whatever the things which we are taking into consideration in our society, every time we have to recheck how far they are really related. So that bias, whatever the words which I am speaking, how far they are really reliable, how far they are really happened, that can be taken into consideration with the help of NLP. With this invention, with this research, just let us go with the further discussion of today's topic, NLP. Hope we are good with NLP. All of you are from where it got origin and what is the real reason behind learning this topic. Are you good with? Yes. So I don't know how far you can able to see the diagram. Just now I mentioned this NLP is the baby of computational linguistics. But here I gave another fathers or another parents also to this NLP. Those are apart from computational linguistics, computer science is there, our computer science is there. Okay, we are very happy. And second thing is artificial intelligence is there. By adding this flavor, it got much importance. By adding artificial intelligence to the computational linguistics, it got much flavor. Can anybody tell me what is the reason behind? What is the reason behind adding this artificial intelligence flavor is giving much importance? Any guess? Okay, let me tell you that. Just keep this artificial intelligence aside. And what about this cognitive science? Again, it's a big area to go with. Just a touch, I don't want to go into this. I'll just go with this artificial intelligence only. So this cognitive science means just it's a kind of branch where the prediction of our neural system can be done. I don't know how many of you heard of NLP is not only natural language processing, it's neuro-linguistic programming also. Neuro-linguistic programming. It means with the help of that particular programming, it's not a computer program, it's a practice. With the help of that practice, a person can read the brain, what the person is thinking of, or how the brain waves are. It's a little bit more or less connected with our neural networks. Artificial intelligence neural networks is there, no? A little bit it is more or less concerned with neural networks. So that part is also being involved in this NLP. So while browsing something about NLP, make sure whether it is neuro-linguistic program or natural language processing. For now we are bothering about natural language processing only, but neuro-linguistic programming is also part of it. Usually psychologists and all those people used to go with. Okay, let us leave that topic. But these are the 4 different areas from where this NLP is being emerged. Though the actual parent is computational linguistics only, apart from that actual parent, these 4 areas are also again bothering about NLP. Among them, we have to hold this artificial intelligence tightly. Why? Because we are in AI area. So we have to know much about AI. That is the reason we will go with this AI now. Okay. So as I asked you why NLP got importance, I already said. And now I am asking you why this much craze being developed this AI. The reason is because of AI flavor. So system need much data. That time I studied in my graduation or post graduation, everything would be given in terms of KBs at max of MBs. Now even TV data is also not sufficient. It needs much. The cloud also came into existence. Much data every time. If you think of a data, there is no limit for it. Just by seeing a simple mobile phone itself, the data is not at all sufficient. So the things are going like anything. Everything need to get stored. Our chat details, whatnot, everything need to get stored. How the things are possible? Or how that input can be given to the system? Only with the help of artificial intelligence. Only with the help of artificial intelligence. So something, if at all my mobile is not with me, if at all my mobile is here, I don't know how many of you are having your mobile phone. If you talk something, though you don't want to talk anything specifically with the system or specifically with the phone, some random thoughts we may get, our phone used to detect what we are talking of and it will prompt us with a different set of advertisements, different set of availabilities, all those things. Yes or no? So that is nothing but NLP. So here what is happening is with the emergence of artificial intelligence, natural language, our language is being taken into consideration by the system, our mobile or whatever the things which are in front of us. They are carrying all the details and they are just giving us the what the requirements which we are having now. So because of that artificial intelligence role, NLP got much flavor and NLP emerged like anything. The reason is NLP's data can be given easily with the help of artificial intelligence in simple words. As we talk, if we start giving data in terms of files, how much we can give? Maybe for 2 hours, if you ask me to give data in terms of a file, I can give at least maybe hardly 10 pages. Hardly. If the same 2 hours, if I keep on talking, how different set of things I can talk and how much of data can be delivered. So that thing can be captured only with the help of artificial intelligence, and as it is being emerged with NLP, that much flavor got into this. Hope you are clear with this. Yes? So this is the profound history of NLP. In 1950s itself, it got started. It's not a new language though. I started learning in 2019. It started long back. But in 1950s to 1990s, all rule-based system. Rule-based system means so something like however the English rules are. Subject should be here, object should be here, verb should be here, or like that. Whatever the rules are there, those rules are being framed earlier, and they used to maintain like a corpus. They used to maintain like corpus. All things are there. Dictionary sorting, all of there. So based on that corpus, whatever the inputs which we are giving, they used to compare with the existing rules and regulations. If they are right, then the given input is right. If they are wrong, then the input is not wrong. It's not right. Likewise, everything is being compared with the existing rules and regulations. We call them as corpus. Corpus need to build like anything. Once if we are having large corpus, then our language can be given more importance. So 1950 to 1990s, NLP is there. Computational linguistics are already there, but still it is not being given to this that much importance or that much practice not given to the people only because as completely it is related to rule based. After 1990s, post 90s, at the time of by 2000, artificial intelligence came into the picture. Even in artificial intelligence also, SVMs, support vector machines, are some statistical things only practiced with NLP. Like whatever the input or whatever the text data which we are giving, everything would be given only in terms of text. Such that SVMs having many different set of challenges and restrictions. I'm going to specify all those things later onwards as a part of challenges section. But later onwards, by the invention of this deep learning and generative AI, now the things became much more easier. Maybe some challenges might also be there in that also, but maybe in later onwards, in the practice session we might learn. But now we are very much comfortable with this deep learning practices. So this is the history. So now we are in unknowingly we already entered into deep learning. It's not artificial intelligence, it's not machine learning, it's all of deep learning. Why? Because with the help of deep learning only, the things are possible and it can learn on its own. Who is going to sit at one place and who is going to listen to the people? No one. It has to learn on its own. Everything should be known on its practice. That is possible with the help of deep learning, and that is being implemented in NLP. So whatever the techniques, whatever the things that we are learning, all are part of deep learning techniques, not machine learning techniques. Clear? This picture shows you what is the importance of NLP. The reason is, as I am telling from the beginning onwards, that we can talk directly with the system, we can give some input directly with the system with the help of our mouth. See, this person is giving hi and hi down. Like it is telling to the system such that the system is accepting. All the things are possible. That is the reason this much grace came to the NLP. Clear? Before going with this, I just completed origin and importance. Everyone is clear with this. Hopefully. Okay? Let us have a recap. It emerged from computational linguistics. Though it emerged from computational linguistics, different other parts like artificial intelligence, computer science, and cognitive science are also part of NLP programming. The main purpose behind NLP is to go with working on analog data apart from digital data. So whatever the ones and zeros things that we used to give the data, that been erased and analog data can be given to the system. That is the reason it is being given much importance. And secondly, with the help of this history, we understood like artificial intelligence, machine learning and deep learning gave much flavor to NLP such that much data can be given to the system. System needs more data. As we need food, system needs more data. That data can be easily given to system with the help of all these AI, ML and DL. As it got being emerged with NLP, this much grace came into picture. Hopefully. Fine. And the third important thing is applications part. So whatever the applications which I am going to show you, all these are the things which we are regularly using. Not only we, everyone, all the people are using. Speech recognition. As I said, like speech recognition is not part of NLP, it's part of computational linguistics. It's separate paper to say, separate topic or separate subject. But still, we are taking it into consideration as an application of NLP. Why? Because it is also giving its role while making the speech. As I said, like something we are talking in front of the mobile, it is being captured and it is processing and it is giving you some output. What kind of output it is giving? It is instructing us to do this, it is instructing us to do that, some prompts it is giving you, it is giving some suggestions, all those things it is telling. So that is nothing but the processing and the output which we are getting through our speech. So here the speech recognition can be done text to speech and speech to text. So if we say something to our system, it is being converted into text to text. We know like when making the chart, right now, whatever the instruction that we want to give, we can give through our mouth and it is being converted in form of a text, ABC form, like that. And such that text to speech and speech to text, both are possible and transformation of data is there. And right now we are already being using with these Google Assistant, Siri, Alexa, all these things. Yes or no? So this is very much clear and the things are possible. How these things are possible, we will see in the practical session. Okay? Text classification. So the best example for text classification is our emails. Like whatever the mail that is being coming to our mailbox, it won't directly come to our inbox. Sometimes mails being filtered as a spam mail, certain mails being filtered as it won't even come to us. Even right now, that Airtel being introduced to block some nonsense calls like unwanted calls. How the things are possible? So as and when some person is going to get a call, then he will say it is a spam or it is an unwanted call. If you see those Truecaller names, you can wonder like harassing call, unwanted call, like that. Some names, who kept all those names? System or anyone? No, we only. As and when we get a call, if we are really disturbed with that call, if we say report it, then the system is understanding, okay, it is for an unwanted call. Maybe that unwanted call might be unwanted to a person and might be related to me, but still it is being went to proper list and the things are not reaching to us. Right now, many of the things I just realized, like sometimes that red calls, repeatedly calling, those things, though they are really important to us at that particular point, they are not reaching to us. The reason is, as it being disturbed by someone else, they just blocked it, they just reported it, such that it is not reaching us. In that sense, the text classification, it might be email classification or mobile call classification or whatever the classification, that is being filtered and it is being ensured this is a spam mail and this is a regular mail, and based on that the mail classification is being done. Can anybody tell me what is the technique which is there behind that? What kind of technique it is following for classifying? What are the things that is being observed? Just now I already said for the mobile. For mail, some keywords, especially subject. So if there is some suspicious subject, even the ID also, mail ID also. So what we have to do is, we have to tell our students, like students used to keep different set of mail IDs, like rows 1, 2, 3. Such kind of names are not that much really good to have. I hope we already heard, all of you already heard of it. Right now, the visa processing to US being lifted up. Again, the people are going to US. But the benchmark or what is the filtering condition that the US people has been given is, they are going to verify social media. Based on social media, a person is being judged to give their visa or not. It is there even in earlier days also. But they didn't say it publicly. Now they are saying. So, the instructions, being the teachers, we have to pass to our students that whatever the mail ID or whatever the things that they are doing, they should not be disturbed or they should not be taken into consideration. Why? Because if something happened, their complete life would be ruined. Like no one is going to say, because of this post or because of this nonsense, you are being not given with your visa. But that data is there, the data is being kept. The data is being kept. Recently in news, I heard of it. Based on their social media accounts are being, they publicly said, if anybody maintained it as privately, they have to convert it to public, such that it would be open to anyone. And they are going to verify everything, how this particular person is, or how things are. So that kind of, that kind of classification of data can be possible with the help of keywords. What are the keywords that people are using? Buzzwords that they are sending to for doing different set of activities, mail IDs that are being kept, and even what are the attachments that they are sending. Only this much of limitation should be there. If the having much data, if they are trying to send from one place to another place, there is a possibility of having some hacking. So all those things can be pretended or can be invented with the help of spam mail detection. This is a project that can be implemented even to the students. Both year students can be implemented. While telling this particular technique, I am just focusing on that area. The reason is such that we can remember and we can implement the same thing. Okay, even I already mean it's an old project only. I already seen that one. If some social media account they are going to create, if they use some nonsense words like a dog, who are you? Like not only dog, like rubbish words, if they use, the system should be in a position to capture that and they should not get published with it. So such kind of projects can be given to the system, and all this comes as a part of filtering only. How the system can understand this is a rubbish word? The system can understand this is a rubbish word based on the corpus. However, we already trained our system. These are the bad words that should not be used. Again, if we use the same word, then it could be filtered. Because call it as a corpus. Just now I already said that. So again and again, if we are using new words come into the picture, day to day, new words come into the picture. Based on that, again, all that goes to the corpus, and again, if there is any possibility to capture that word, again it would be filtered. So likewise, the text classification is possible. Sentiment analysis. Many PhDs are there on this particular area, sentiment analysis. So what does it mean? Like nowadays, everything is based on sentiment analysis only. The reason is, just now in the introduction itself, I already said that based on the bias, the things are going on. So here, something, the same word, hey. With the help of voice modulation also, the things can be observed how far it is. See here, in each and every word, there is a possibility of detecting positive, negative and neutral. So these are the three areas that particular sentence is being observed. So here is a statement like the pizza is really good here, but the service is slow. This is a feedback which was being given by a customer. We used to give some feedbacks to a particular restaurant or something, no? So here, while I'll tell you how this classification would be done as a part of the techniques. But here, this particular sentence is being divided into different chunks. Like this pizza is really good. So in this, what it is taking? So the category is, it's a food category. It is a food category because pizza is a food category. And next one is, it is good. So it is a positive statement. Next thing is, here is not being considered. Why it is not being considered also I'll tell later onwards as a part of techniques I'll tell you. But the service, again the service is a keyword which is being tagged as a experience. And next thing is was slow. Here the slow, if you think of this complete statement, then you will understand what the statement or what the feedback which is given is not positive feedback, it's a negative feedback. But here the system is understanding this slow is a positive statement. Why? Because earlier days we people used to say slow and studies wins the race. So in that sense that slow might be considered as a good thing only. But for this particular whole statement it is being commented as some negative. Okay? So here the service, what the service which is being given is crafted like a positive or negative. Likewise, whatever the statements that we are having, all those things would be considered into different chunks and they would be classified whether they are positive statements or negative statements or neutral statements. Not only the statements, it also being considered non-structured data. So usually nowadays everything is non-structured only. So this is a structured data. Structured data is of having subject, verb, go, object, all those things. Non-structured data, yes. If I say like this, so how many of you can understand? If I ask you, can you have you understood the things? Maybe I may understand this particular thumbs up symbol, please stop the session. Or I may understand this particular thumbs up symbol as yes, I can able to understand the things. The same meaning, yes or no? So here, that unstructured data, we call it as an unstructured data. So unstructured data also we need to be derived or need to be captured and also need to be analyzed with. We call it as a sentiment analysis. Many PhD works are being done in this particular area, sentiment analysis. Even what the bias, which I said earlier, that is also part of sentiment analysis only. So chatbots. So nowadays everyone here being used with these chatbots. So what are the chatbots right now till regularly we used to face with IRCTC. Namaste. May I help you? So wherever you go, like corporate hospitals or 5-star hotels, everywhere, if you visit that website, definitely there exists a chatbot. With the help of this chatbot, what they are doing is they are serving the customers. In earlier days also, customer service is there, but the things are done with the help of people. But 24/7, how far these people can assist the customers, we don't know how far their mood swings would be. But if at all, if it is a chatbot, everything would be fixed. The data would be fixed and based on our questions, it is going to give you the answers. So here, 3 different types of chatbots are there. The first one is FAQs, frequently asked question. Like question and answer, both are fixed. We need not to ask anything. We have to relate our question to the existing whatever the question which we are having, if the question is already there or if that question is a bit related to that particular question, likewise we have to think and we need to go with the existing questions only. We call them as FAQs. And second thing is flow based. Flow based nowadays we people are using in WhatsApp messages. Something happened, it will tell 1, 2, 3, 4, choose something. If you give 1, it will give some answer. 2, some answer, like that. Again, the question and answer being fixed, but here the choice is given to the customer. You can give either 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or yes or no. Likewise, ticket booking, movie ticket booking, in all these areas you can find those chatbots. So those are fixed with the questions and answers. If those questions completed, again it will start from the beginning. Like in one movie, some person said like, I know only 3 words, yes to no, all right. If these 3 words over, then again I'll start from the yes. Likewise, even here this particular chatbot also, the questions answers are limited with the existing questions. Whatever the answer which you would like to have, that would be given with the question, only fixed questions. That is second part, flow based, connection between previous dialogue to the next response. And third one is open-ended. This is mainly important and really important to go with. In very rare cases we can find this. Nowadays, whatever the hotels or hospitals or even in IRCTC also, we can find that flow based only. Based on our previous request, the next question would come. But here, this is open-ended. Whatever we want to ask, we can ask and it will tell. Right now, AI meta version came into picture. If you observe our WhatsApp, you can find that. There, you can find this particular chatbot. That chatbot is there even our WhatsApp also. There, you can find like open-ended. Whatever you can ask. You may ask from movies to sports. You can jump from one area to other area. Irrespective of our question, it will give. We can change, even right now like this one, Gemini. We can even, we can play with it, like you can ask what is the color of saree which I wear. If at all the camera lens and everything is there, it will say how is my mood? Am I feeling happy or bad? Likewise also it will tell, just like a friend. So it's a kind of open-ended, regular chit chat. We can, however, we can do with a person, we can do even with the system also. That is, we call it as chatbots, and these are the 3 different chatbots which we can implement. Usually, our students can work up to 2 extent, like FAQs they can develop and also flow-based, connection-oriented. Based on the previous dialogue, they can develop the chatbot. This is again another application that we can give to our students. Language translation, again it's another topic to discuss. So here in your syllabus, in the framed syllabus you are having 5 units. First 1, 2, 3 units are what are the topics which I am telling, more or less. I may cover most of the topics, but more or less they are related with 1 to other only. In 4th unit, machine translation comes into the picture. Again, it's something other area that need to be focused on. So that part is of machine translation or language translation. Of course, right now even our missions are doing. Here we need to understand what are the different ways that translation can be happened. Translation means like converting from source language to some other language. Based on our interest only the things are happening. But this conversion, how far it is happening? How far is happening in the sense like they are rule based or they are taking place with the help of corpus or they are taking place based on the existing history. All these things can be considered with the help of language translation. So this language translation, how the things are possible, that can be verified and discussed later afterwards in your 4th units. Maybe the next experts might discuss about it. You can please make a note of this particular topic. In this concern, you need to bother about this LLMs. Maybe that word you are learning, maybe listening again and again in day-to-day life, LLMs, large language models. So now most of the companies, many companies like big companies like Microsoft, IBM, all those things are mainly concentrated to develop LLMs. Most of the projects right now are being this type of LLMs only. The reason is, as I said, the more language related corpus is there, mostly the work can be done very easily. So as a part of generative AI, if you go with generative AI, in the generative AI there exists different set of models like diffusion models, statistical model, those altogether 5 to 7, otherwise many models are there. Importantly, we can say like 5 to 8 models are there. In those 5 to 8 models, main important model is of LLM only. So there, mostly the language is being developed or taken into consideration. The corpus is being built again and again, again and again. There is no limit for it. However we used to speak, there is no limit for our language also, yes or no? Unless we get some tiredness, till then we used to speak again and again, again and again. So this is again very interesting area to concentrate on LLMs, and this can be worked. It comes as a part of the generative AI. So it can be focused and it can be learned how this particular LLMs are being developed. Now, right now, even I think Microsoft people only, they came to my university and they gave some, they offered some money to our students. Why? Because they don't have Sanskrit language. They just want to develop some model for the language. For that language, they need some raw input. They offered like some T-shirts, some cups, Microsoft people. But the reason is how many words a particular person can say. Maybe for one particular day, I may say 10 words, or you may say 100, you may say 1000. Like whomever says more number of words, they would be given with a T-shirt. They will be given awarded with some cup, Microsoft cup. The reason is just to develop their LLM based on Sanskrit. Language is Sanskrit. But like this, Marathi, Oriya, many other languages are there, no? So for all those languages, they would try to build their own LLMs. Once the LLM is being built, then everything is possible. Like translation is possible, or whatever the techniques that we are talking till now, everything is possible only of having raw input. Who is going to give that input? Till now, we are depending on English only. Whatever the lecture which I am giving, I am just giving only in English, though it is not our language. The reason is everything is being already in English only. So, to change that era, we need something. How the things are possible? Only with the help of building a model. That model enable to understand what the input which you are giving. How it is possible? Only if the model is being built with the help of other language. For that they need raw input. That is the reason the people, big industries are much more depending on the language-oriented institutes. Right now, my university, especially Sanskrit University, got that much praise only because of developing these LLMs. Being a computer science students, being a selfish people, we should be, and we have to capture that, and we should concentrate much on that, such that we are having much good future. Projects can be implemented over in that area, LLMs. Language modeling again. So once the data is ready with us, again now what we have to do is we have to model it like that. However, this thing is based on English language. I just considered the word of mouse. That mouse can be an animal oriented, system oriented, or a person name, like 1, 2, 3, 4 different examples I have given. So if I use a particular statement like a mouse takes much more room than a trackball. So here, on what basis this particular mouse is being used? Being a human, being a knowledge, having some knowledge, I can understand like, okay, this is a trackball that is related to computer mouse. But the system should be able to understand. Yes or no? That's what the artificial intelligence means of. What are the intelligence that we people are having need to get implemented even to the system, such that the system also understands the same knowledge. So here a mouse, the word of mouse, from the different, this is what which we built earlier, LLMs. As a part of LLMs, we built. After building these LLMs, what we have to do is we need to frame that LLMs into a structure that we call it as language modeling. Then we are ready with and we can go with whatever the work which is there in our hand. Clear? So such kind of language building is also need to be implemented or already been implementing on different set of languages, and we consider it as one of the application of NLP. So six applications, day-to-day applications which I focused on. Let us recap what are the applications which we discussed. The first one is Speech recognition, text to speech, speech to text. Text classification, of course, not only mails but also mobile. Sentiment analysis, chartboards, LLMs are language translation, last one language modeling. All these are the 6 applications which we people are currently we are using them, but the scope is there for implementing the same thing even for the other languages. We are being using but only based on English. The same thing can be applicable or implementable even to other languages also. Or the same thing can be the existing thing can be possible to use in some other way. So both the ways the things are possible, and these are the different set of applications that we can go with. Okay? This is the key takeaway of today's lecture, NLP techniques. So if you understand, if you know these NLP techniques, it means that you know NLP. Why? Because in YouTube videos, or if you go to any other lecture or anything, if you type the word of NLP, immediately these things only come into the picture. So this is the key takeaway. Okay? So based on whatever the introduction which I have given, I'm just going with this NLP techniques. So that is the implementation part of NLP. So here the NLP can be implemented with the rule-based systems, classical machine learning techniques, and advanced machine learning techniques, and also deep learning techniques. So we can call it as advanced machine learning or deep learning. Even earlier also I said that. So rule-based, maybe till 1990s the things are there. Afterwards, classical machine learning techniques like SVM's implementation, all these things can come into the picture. Then advanced machine learning, generative AI, and whatever things that we are using right now came into picture. So now we will concentrate, we are not bothering about rule-based. So why? Because already AI emerged and we entered into AI, no need not to bother about the rule-based. Rule-based is completely building the corpus, doing the raw work again and again. Instead of doing the raw work, whatever the thing which is there in our hand, we will go with its implementation. That part comes as a classical machine learning and advanced machine learning. Let us consider on that. So as I said, like rule-based is heavily crafting domain-specific rules, like regular expressions. It is raining. That need to be pronounced in that way only. It is raining. So it's a regular expression. So in automata also we have seen flattened automata. There, how the sentence is being given and how the sentence would be divided into different chunks, and how a particular chunk, I don't want to say it as a word, because if we say word, the system won't understand anything. That chunk would be given to system for processing. It's been raining. So if I say like it's is a chunk, being is a chunk, raining is a chunk, raining is a continuous tense that is being taken to the system, and it will process it, and it will tell. If you want to translate it, it will translate, or if you want to do something based on that, it will do something. Like what? If you say it's been raining to A, it will say let us go with some production techniques. I am traveling, but it is been raining. If I say that word to A, it will immediately tell some production oriented things. I am hungry, it is been raining. Then such that immediately it will prompt about some food items which are of hot, because the weather is that kind. Like based on our regular expression, based on the sentence what I just given, for that I been received certain comments or prompts. So that is of rule based. And classical machine learning, what we discussed already, and spam detection is a part of the classical machine learning. And advanced machine learning, which is completely based on the feature engineering part. What is meant by feature engineering?